See, the best thing about spring is morel mushrooms. Morels are really prized, tasty, edible mushrooms, not like fun, funky ones. As far as I know, they don't grow around here unless people are growing them in their basements, but that's a different story. We're out morel mushroom hunting. It's a beautiful spring day, and I think it's gonna be a lucky day because we already found one right underneath the car. Just a little guy. And then when you see one, there's a good chance that there are more around. Like right here, you can just pull them, but it's best to cut them or use kind of a knife to just dig them out so you get it all. Always know what you're hunting for. Morels are pretty easy to identify. There's another one. They're kind of funky looking. They kind of look like a thumb with maybe a little hat on it. Yeah, your thumb with a little hat on it. That's what they look like. Heyo. That's a pretty good one. Doesn't have a very big top on it. There are false morels though, so you should know the difference between the two. One of the ways you can tell morels from false morels is when you cut it open, it is hollow on the inside. That's pretty neat. And another one, but they're not edible or raw. You have to cook morels. So you can't just take a bite. I'm not sure exactly you get sick or you're the shits or I don't know if it kills you, but not a good thing. You gotta walk very carefully. Oh, there's one more there too. So you gotta walk very carefully. It's a different way. You're not going for a hike. You're just taking a couple steps and then stopping and looking around. And then it's like, there's a mushroom and there's a mushroom. We got a threesome over here, a little menage a trois, a little menage a morel. Let's try to keep the three together. And then our little solo guy over here just watching from the side. That's a weird one. I don't think that's gonna be edible. The rock was allowing a lot of moisture to go in, so I think you got like some other mold growing in there, and that's not good to eat. That's a funky growth, but there's a good one right here. Boop. A lot of people have a fancy mushroom basket. I don't have a mushroom basket, but just using something that has holes in it so that moisture isn't trapped in, and then you can also, I don't know if it helps or not, but a lot of people hunting mushrooms like to have something with holes so that you can carry the spores and redistribute it so the mushroom wealth continues to come back. I'm finding them in a lot of sandy areas around here. I've heard all kinds of things about where morels grow. I feel like if you're hunting mushrooms out west, you have it really easy. Because here, yeah, there's different species of trees that the morels might go with. Like they like poplar, or some people say they like elm trees, or I think I've heard cottonwoods, but I don't know. Sometimes it just seems like they grow where they grow. But out west, all you gotta do is find a burn area where there's a forest fire, and then next spring, bam, morels everywhere. If you hunt morels a lot, you have your spots. Once you find them, you know where they are, and you go back to those spots every year. And some people are really secretive about their spots, which makes sense. If you've got your own morels, you don't always want to let the world know. No mushrooms, but I did find a plastic bottle. Don't litter, people, but carry a bag for trash because you're taking something, and then you can also take some trash away to give back. Hey, look at that. See, the world provides. You pick up some trash and then you find some more mushrooms. We got a twofer sale in aisle 2. We got a little family of morels popping underneath this rock. Mama morel, daddy morel, and the kids. There's one there, and there's one over there. I need like start dropping pins for these guys. What a random spot right along the highway. This was just where we were gonna park and head into like the woods, but no, it's in this little sandy boulder field. Also the joys of having a spot that isn't hard to get to. I mean, it kind of ruins the seclusion of mushroom hunting's a nice quiet woodsy activity, but at least you know you're gonna get a reward. And now we gotta eat a couple morels. What you wanna do before you eat morels is they're obviously covered in dirt and sand and stuff. Sometimes they can have little bugs in them too. I'm gonna just soak them in salt water for a couple of minutes. Cut them in half. I'm probably getting covered in ticks right now. And then soak them. You either cook your morels within a couple of days or you're gonna dehydrate them. Morels are also worth a pretty penny. Restaurants will buy them for like 20 to 60 bucks a pound. And there we go. Toss them in some water. You wanna soak them for at least 4 to 5 minutes. First, just dry fry them to get all the moisture out. And some mushrooms have a nice meaty texture to them, and morels are almost more of a really like nutty, earthy, woodsy flavor. They're really good just on their own. I'm gonna throw a little knob of butter in there. You don't really need to add much of them, just try to bring out the flavor as much as you can. We'll throw a little garlic in with them. Oh my gosh, amazing. It like melts in your mouth. It's a little gritty, but that's what you get for eating outside. I'm gonna put these on our cutting board. A little more butter in the pan. We're at a little bit of an angle. Now this is why dads always make sure everything's so level on a camping trip. Oh, there we go, that's level. Give her a flip. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's good. A little ricotta. A little bit of pepper. Some dandelion greens. Oh, that's a piece of grass. You can't eat grass, but you can eat dandelions. And now morels. See, this thing will cost you like 20 bucks in a restaurant, but you come out, you pick them yourself, it's basically free, except for the gas, which might cost you 60 bucks. But either way, if you find morels or if you don't, you spend some time in the woods and you feel a little better. Leave no morel behind. God, I hate ticks. This is what you get. This is the other price to pay for morels. That guy's gone. It's a hard life. It's hard picking mushrooms. It's a dangerous job.